Okay, YouTube people. You guys didn't have audio, I didn't realize. I was watching back some of these Allegiance runs. You guys didn't have audio when I was in browser, so for most of that, that's how that's just gonna be. And I need to clean it up too. Some clicky controller sounds we're getting in there. Anyway, it's time for the best part. Yes, we're all ready. It's time for the best part. The part I really like. Proud to be a part of this number. What's it gonna be? We got 2 left. I'm taking bets. I'm gonna bet flat off who it is. Oh, and I bet wrong. It was a 50-50 shot. That was actually our last roll, so I hope everyone enjoyed it. I'm sure we'll play around with rolling stuff again. I wonder what we'll roll the next one, because, you know. Thanks a lot for being here, LL. LL's an absolute legend, a beast. A streamer of mythical proportions, beloved by our community, beloved in her native San Francisco, California. Just a talent. Great at video games. Super personality. I appreciate you, LL. Thanks a lot for being here. I hope you're well. I hope your daughter's good. Hope life is good. Thank you for being here. Let me nail down Auricular. Hyperion, right? I can just check the rule just to make sure. Yeah, Hyperion. Okay, go. Hyperion only. Them's the rules. I don't make them. I just follow them. And it's going to be a classic start to our Allegiance runs, as not one of these is Hyperion. So once we get this done today, lots of side questing to do, and as I've been talking about on stream this last week or so, sound is weird, man. Usually those guys are yelling. I always enjoy being with you very much. Who are you playing with today? I am solo currently because I'm doing a challenge run. We only use one type of weapon manufacturer, LL, for the extent of this run. This might be the last Borderlands stream for a little bit. I got some other projects that are on the board. Tomorrow, the plan is Hyperion. It's an indie where you play the monster. That'll be cool, I hope. I'm going into that totally blind. Well, there we go. We could actually go kill the boss right now. You know what? I regret not killing the boss on that. You'd totally be able to mantle up there. That run when we started with like 2 perfect Atlas guns right from the beginning. So at the very least, I want to try not to repeat that mistake and kill the boss, because I don't want to ruin the run. I still want to get a hold of a... There's still lots that I want to farm out of this. But it'll wait. Not going to be done with Borderlands. Like, Borderlands is not done. And I hope not close. But for the... We're got like 6 weeks left in the year, I think. 5-6 weeks left in the year. That's it. Believe it or not, there's less than 30 days now until Christmas, I believe. Pretty crazy. We're looking for a gun. Kill that boss. Oh, I got his number. I got his name and his number. I'm gonna call him later, and we're gonna hook up for lunch. And we might kiss. We might. I'll admit. Is that Hyperion? Oh, but Hyperion is... Oh, god dang it. Why can't I remember these things? It is the thing. Good. Okay, we're in business. Now I've got to relearn the muscle memory, which sounds like an oxymoron. Muscle memory implies you don't need to learn it because it's already there, but we've been going back and forth between 3 different shooters: Halo, Apex Legends, and Borderlands, and I'm telling you, they all have different sensitivities, and they all control a little bit different. They all have different aim assist, they all have... Just, it's a different amount of movement put into each one for precision. I need to not kill as many trash mobs. Got a bad habit of that. I'm gonna just try to get 2 chests out of it. If we get 2 chests out of that, it's quite a victory. Remember when Borderlands VR was just a hilarious joke? The great Wilso! What up, Wilso? Also tomorrow. Glad you're here so we can be reminded. We're gonna try to do our first watch party. I don't know if it'll be a thing, but we'll try it tomorrow. If everything goes well with Carrion, when I'm pretty much done playing for the day, we'll move over to a watch party of Miami Vice. So, whoever wants to join us for the stream's first Thanksgiving together and Potentially the last. I don't know that there'll be another pandemic, but God only knows. And come join us for the watch party. Oh, Borderlands doing its Borderlands thing. Okay, we're back, YouTube people. We get to experience Borderlands 2 years on. Works flawlessly on the Xbox One X. I was just telling the stream that this game runs perfectly well on lesser PC hardware than the consoles. They just did not optimize it for the consoles. They did what is becoming the Gearbox strategy, which is it kind of runs like shit on the system of the prior generation. Then they released the ultimate super duper version for half price on the new console, and it runs beautifully. Anyway, we're just talking about how we're in a weird place where like, oh, Moore's law, it's broken. It's broken. They can't go any further. We have to use Hyperion guns. And then they keep figuring out ways to keep Moore's law in play. They keep figuring out ways to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller on the nanometer checks and bit more and more power. I read an article just like early this year. It's like, we need better programmers. We're going to go back to the old days where we need the best possible programmers to be like the OGs so they can pack in as much as possible on the leanest code possible. And that's just not holding right now. That's just, I'm gonna die in the like first 2 minutes. We keep getting more power, but it's like the software and the games, they can't push it. Not that I've seen. It's all Fortnite stuff. It's all games as a service stuff. It's live service. Games meant to run forever, and it's business. Business is causing this because there are so few games that are meant to be like heavy hitters anymore. Like Halo, whenever the way all of these new IPs used to come out, and they needed to be like stand on their own, no day one patch. We've all been resigned to the day one patch and just be magnificent from the starting gate. Break barriers and be what video games and AAA development's all about. Like, blow your mind. The only space that is doing that right now is VR. VR is the only space where I look at it and I watch it and I say, that's the new thing. That's the next generation. This isn't some gimmick. This is what's going to change the world with as applies to gaming. Less so like the latest and greatest PC specs or even consoles. Ray tracing really improves the overall lighting, as I understand it is. Right, it changes the lighting so you get individual dynamic lighting per like pixel, per beam of light, rather than like one, like if I can find a big thing of light, like rather than one just giant, this is the light, this is how it plays off this environment as a whole. Everything gets to cast its own individual shadow. Every bit of light gets its own dynamic code. Like, pretty cool, I guess, but it's weird. Speaking of that, it's like PlayStation is all in on that. PlayStation was all in on VR. Xbox, no. Xbox is really, like, they said there's going to be ray tracing, but it's going to not come for a long time, and they don't seem to be overall like, oh yeah, we can't wait, it's going to change everything. They seem to be of the opinion that both those things are gimmicks. I don't think VR is a gimmick. I think that Half-Life Alyx and Valve officially... Gabe Newell's obviously a really smart guy. And I think that he gambled, and he gambled correctly. Because if you would have asked me 2 years ago, I would have said VR is going to be a fad and it's going to fade away. 2 years later, I think that I would have been proven totally wrong on that. Gotta find a weapon! There's just not a lot of games out there that push stuff anymore. It's all, this is going to be the game you play for 10 years, and we don't want it to age, so we go with stylized graphics, and we make it run across every system possible, including mobile, so we don't want it to push... We certainly don't want it to push processing power. Yo, Maltroff, man, what a boss you are with those bombs you dropped yesterday. Thank you again for that, by the way. I'm grateful, man. That was crazy. I understand it is. Half-Life 3 is probably going to be in VR at this rate with how well Alex did. I'm sure they are, because Valve, I think it was like $1 billion, and I'm not lying. Look it up. I'm pretty sure I'm not exaggerating in any way. Just how much Valve wanted to put into VR. And, like, there's this whole interview Noel gave. Noel, I don't know. Noel gave, saying that he really believed that VR was the future, but right now it was nothing. So somebody was going to have to step up and invest big time money into developing games for it, or it would never get to become the new thing. And so Valve was going to do that. And they transferred their game development stuff over to VR, and I watch VR games. My nephew's obsessed with VR, and I am consistently impressed. And I have to feel like probably what my parents or grandparents felt like when they saw, you know, like the Xbox, which seems ridiculous, but they came from like the Intellivision. My dad owned an Atari. I remember my stepdad was like amazed when he watched MLB Fever Pitch 2003 on my Xbox. He's like, wow, that we finally got a Hyperion too. Shit. It's like, this is amazing. I can't believe how far this technology's coming. And he was just like, his jaw dropped at it. That's where I am with VR. When I watch The Walking Dead game that they released for VR and how you can grab the zombie's head and toss him back and pull a weapon out and aim with your hands, the stuff that has the full motion controls where you move with the analog joystick and then you get the pointer, like the wand, and but it's not like point and click, because those suck. My nephew has one of those and those suck. I think it's the Quest. That shit is next gen. That's the future. And the fact that you can now like check your Twitch chat in the game, it's just, I think I was totally wrong on my first like initial impression of VR. I will say it still seems like it's inherently antisocial. It's never going to make the transition to like couch co-op. I think there's always going to be a place for these games. I don't think they're going anywhere. But I'd also say that if you want stuff that's actually going to push your rig, like if you get a 3090 and you want shit that's going to push your rig, VR is going to be what's going to push it. It's not going to be Halo Infinite, because they want that game to be, you can play it on everything possible to make money. Same thing with all the mainstream IPs. That's the direction they've taken. We need this to be able to reach every person possible, so it needs to be playable on as many systems as possible, so they have a huge customer base. It makes perfect sense. The business in the video game industry is not pushing technological innovation. It's pushing mass market appeal. That's just business. VR, though, that's where it's like, it's going, I think, a different direction. I'm hopeful, though, that people will see that and see how, like, my nephew's generation is obsessed with VR, see how they want it, that technology so bad. That begins to drive innovation in the market again, because that's where the money starts flowing. When the money starts flowing away from V-Bucks and into new and interesting technology, then we'll get to see a big resurgence of, like, in my opinion, a big resurgence of cutting-edge graphics. But until then, we're going to be stuck with everything is hyper-stylized to play on your grandma's e-machine and soccer mom Sally's mobile phone. Oh, wow, Axon is in this? Yeah, and, like, the most blithe, lowest common denominator way possible, Jeremiah. He does some voice lines remotely that repeat themselves. I released a 20-minute review for talking about Arms Race, so I won't go into too much here, but I love the concept of Arms Race. I'm disappointed. I'll say it, deeply disappointed in the execution, because it could... There's just so much that seems obvious that they could have done, which I go into in the video. I can't use these guns because Allegiance run. Keep failing this because we keep failing to get a gun. You have to get add-ons to read chat. You have to buy those, Freak? Buy them or what? Because the guy I was watching do his playthrough with The Walking Dead was like pulling his phone up and was able to read chat. And that was wicked cool, Freak. Yeah, the new HB headset looks like a real breakthrough. It's really cool to pop out your magazine and do an ammo check that way, no doubt. Imagine Battlefield, like you were talking about competitive Battlefield. Imagine it, I mean, that would like be like some of these video games that seemed ridiculous. how many movies have come out in the last 2 decades that it's a video game? You die in the game, you die in real life. Like Gerard Butler and Gamer. Imagine your competitive gaming days, Maltroff, with VR. That would just be... I mean, you'd get fucking PTSD from that. But it would probably be really fun. I would love to volunteer for a haptic feedback suit, too. Like, imagine how good... the cardiovascular shape that we could all be in if we had to actually run around. I mean, you'd have to be able to turn this on and off, because, like, even with the Wii... Personally, I didn't always, and I don't think I'm alone in this, I didn't always want to be active with the Wii. Sometimes you just want to sit on the couch and play a video game. But it would be cool to be able to, like, choose to either be in the haptic suit or not. Now, this is so distant, and it's been a long, cherished dream, but I want to be able to run on a fucking thing. I want to be able to feel like I'm playing paintball or airsoft. That's like the thrill, is actually getting out in the woods and, you know, shooting. It's so nice in Half-Life Alyx to be able to play sitting down or walking around. So you can also walk around with that, huh? Have you played it, Maltroff? Is it as cool as it looks? Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is really cool. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, Jeremiah. That is just like, you know, as a zombie fan, watching that game, I'm truly impressed. VR seemed like such a dumb gimmick to me that was going to go the way of 3D movies. I could not stand 3D movies. I never had a 3D movie experience that was good. It was always either, this is going for shit. The mobs are being like hyper aggressive this time. That's what I'm going to blame it on. You see that? I meleeed that guy right in front of it. Right in front of him. Game servers are lag. I'm done. They are being more aggressive though. We were able to, like, grab these chests, melee, and run. There's a $1,000 treadmill that reads your walking and running speed translated in game. There's no way. Those have to be, like, those early pictures of the Xbox 720. The Nintendo GameCube cubed. Or the Nintendo DS that had, like, 50,000 screens. This has got to be... It's like something I see on the internet, the picture, with a guy in, like, the haptic suit. That same thing has existed since, like, the 80s. That one super famous hacking movie from the 80s, like War Machine or something. It's got the guy from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and he is a hacker. And a lot of it actually follows really what you could do back then. Like spoofing phone numbers and stuff. But anyway. There's like a scene in that movie where the guy's in that VR suit, that big haptic treadmill, and I just feel like it's all just rigged Hollywood stuff, and no one's actually got that yet. No one, at the very least, no one's mass-produced it yet. It just works. You know it works, it's just stupidly expensive. You gotta link that in the Discord, man. Yeah, I have it. Wow, I'm jelly. Is it? And it's sweet? Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners. Yes, absolutely. I agree, Jeremiah. He talks words, so there's your 5th character. Yep. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll put you in the quotes for that, Will, so. And I think we're caught up. I don't know anything about the new HP headset. Is that going to be on the PS5? Did PS5 reinvest in the VR? Best Allegiance run ever. But at least our conversations have been fun. I'm stuck down here without a weapon, so it looks like we're going to have to do it this way. One time we got a weapon and the game locked up on us. Because Gearbox cares. We get lucky, one of these guys will drop a gun. We won't be able to kill the badasses through melee. Oh, in fact, we might not even live through this. I dive out of the way. You know what not enough games have done is invest all the way in mobility. I want to be able to dive like that and crouch and slide. Like, we can slide and we can mantle, but no game has gone the extra distance of trying to incorporate more than just 2 human movements. You can do so much with the human body. Human body can do more than just slide and climb. I want to leap. I want to duck. I want to dodge. These runs when you don't get a weapon to begin with are just... Oh. I'm at a point where I almost just want to lay down and die, but I won't. 'Cause I know I can't kill these badasses without a weapon. Yeah, combat rule. Yeah, like you know what? Halo 3 was the last game to really break the mold there. Brink, which is crazy to say, but it's true. Brink and Halo 3, when it had its Halo Spartans versus Elites PvP mode, and the Elites could dive. Yeah, we haven't played Rogue Company in a little bit. I'm between two things next Tuesday, and that's either a Rogue Company day or a Battleborn day. But I'll admit, every time I think about doing a big Battleborn thing, my intuition says why. Why would you do it? Like, it'd be cool, but what's the point? At this point. It's Vini Vidi Vici with Battleborn and... Oh, man. Couldn't it be a Hyperion? Salvador's repetitive voice lines too. Yes. The Gearbox was well aware that players wanted to interact with Axton and Salvador, so they threw him on their... what Will so correctly called a roguelite. As I said, got a full review on the YouTube there. Your quote 394, Wilso. And, oh, your quote 393 as well. Whoops, I'd already done it. Here, I thought I was real slick. Oh, yeah, I remembered. Pepperidge Farm remembered. Team Autumn sale is up if you want some IP collections. I was looking through that. No, but I'm sure PSVR 2 will build upon some of these recent advancements. Are they officially going to invest in that? Okay. All right, maybe we can find a Hyperion this time. It'd be great.
Get ready for the best ratings you've ever had.
And so Gearbox gave the people what they wanted. And here's Salvador and Axton just kind of thrown on at the tail end of the Borderlands 3 content. That's really what we're in. This almost feels forced, to be perfectly honest with you. I think they're already making the sequel, and whatever happens now happens. Too bad. There'll be one more piece of content. I don't expect a season 3. I don't even know if we're gonna get Romnivorous and lone raid bosses, as was anticipated. And they gave them that, and then they put in this roguelike that has, like, it's more of a BR than a roguelike for no apparent reason, because there's a ring. And it's almost by accident has some roguelike features, like there's permadeath. But you'll get a, like, really good weapon. You get to use that for a little bit, and that kind of feels like a roguelike. But other than that, there's no skills, there's no meta progression, there's no world bosses. Just this doll map. It's this doll map and some chests. So it's like, it follows more BR rules than roguelike rules. And it's super weird. And I talk about in my video how, like, Randy Pitchford was like, we played Risk of Rain 2, and that's the game we would have made. That's the game we would have made. Well, if that's the case... then why didn't you make it? Why didn't you look at Risk of Rain 2, which you published, or any other roguelike that's out there for the King, Neon Abyss, my personal favorite, Atomicrops? Why didn't you play these and see that they basically all follow the same rules, and they're all good because when you put those rules into effect, it's almost always fun. It just works. It's a super good peanut butter and chocolate gameplay design. Gameplay loop, and yeah, apparently they didn't. It's just weird. I don't know any other way to describe it other than off tone. Yeah, that's right. I'm negative, but we're not gonna make a BR. Fuck BRs. BRs have flooded the market. We're a PvE game. Cool, good. I'm glad. I still think PvP is neat, and I like dueling and stuff. Borderlands 1, but that's totally not going to happen in soft subjects. So, good. Don't. Focus on making a great Borderlands. And they mostly did, but a ring. Random loot. It boils down to almost the exact same thing every time. Why didn't they look at all these roguelikes and follow their rules? No ring, just a timer. Yes, random loot, but also random skills. You need roving random encounters from raid bosses and bosses in general. Like, they've got 10 years of content that they can put in this, that they own. And they've already asset flipped nearly everything. They've already asset flipped the Hyperion robots. They've already asset flipped, as we're seeing, Skags, and the bandits are, of course, better than ever because they've procedurally generated tons of different parts to those, so they always look kind of unique. We just can't find a freaking Hyperion. If it was the Vladoff run, we'd be in business. Did all this stuff, and they've even, in the last DLC, they asset flipped even more. There was, like, the Nomads came back, and most of the Borderlands 2 enemies, just random mobs, are in Borderlands 3 at this point. They've brought them to Unreal Engine 4. They've done that work. You can't imagine it's that much of a stretch, and certainly you can explain it with the canon, because you've had Holodome, Underdome, Digistruct Peak all do the exact same thing, which is all these people can come back because they're being virtually regenerated to appear in this combat simulation. So you could add Nine Toes back in, and Crawler Max, and you got all those Headhunter packs. You got so many different bosses and content that would fill players with nostalgia and excitement that could be on this map. Even better, different areas of the Borderlands universe. Like, here's a Pandoran map. Here's a map on Eden 6. Or even just different areas in Pandora. You're sort of going into, like, combat simulation. They didn't do that. They just did this sort of, like... I know they put some work into this, but it is very bland. It's white and it's gray. There's the occasional color. Doll map that most people are going to get sick of in less than a month. And that's even the hardcore people. There's just not enough here to keep you. They didn't add meta progression. Talk about that in the video as well. You could have put effervescent gear in here. Most of these roguelikes, they have, like, here, now this boss can spawn if you use tokens to buy them, or these skills will now pop up in chests because you've run enough that you can get that as an option, or you can start your game with some boons to help your next run. We just can't find a Hyperion, and that's why I'm not shooting anything, because it's an allegiance run. Start the run with blues for 50 tokens, or here's 150 tokens, and now effervescent gear sets will appear. And effervescent gear sets, like in Borderlands 2's last DLC, will give boons just to, specifically to arms race. Do extra damage against Honker, or Horker, whatever the hell his name is. Get 55% shield regeneration while in an arms race run, or boost luck by 55%. Just interesting things. And then you always have those skills that are really neat in roguelikes, where it's like, here's a massive, massive boon. Like, here's double damage and 75% crit chance, but you have half health. None of that stuff's in here. And this was $30 because you can't buy it alone. When people are like, oh, $30, that's not fair that you say that because it's $30 for more than just this. But you can't buy this by itself. So it is $30. And it's a billion-dollar franchise. Atomic Crops has like 12 people working on it. Risk of Rain 2 is an indie. Neon Abyss is an indie. For the King is an indie. Most of these roguelikes are indies. And yet they do 4 or 5 times as much content. They're much more complete. And what's frustrating, why I rant about it every time, is this could be the shit. This could be the shit. It's Borderlands 3, so it plays well and it shoots well when not locking up on you, or the frame rate's not dipping. But still, they have so much content to run off of. And sometimes this does feel fun. When you find some good weapons and start to tie a run together and you're trying to figure out, like, where can I get loot from? What can I extract? There's fun. It could just be so much more. Can't wait to rant about that in 5 minutes from now. Borderlands 4, yeah. Borderlands 4 is what's going to happen next. There's no doubt. Neon Abyss is really fun. ROT is my obsession. Love Risk of Rain 2. Risk of Rain 2 is really good. And if you end up playing Arms Race, Jeremiah, you might end up feeling similar to how I feel. Like, how do you have these games that have, they're almost always the exact same in principle. It's a one life run, you pick up skills, and that makes the difference between either a god run or a shit run. You have meta progression, so you don't feel like even the shit runs are a waste of time. You're always unlocking more, so the RNG starts to go your way more and more often. You imply randomness, and you give challenge through the longer the run goes, the harder it's going to get. This run has already gone for shit. We have not been able to find a Hyperion. 30 minutes in, we've been able to shoot one gun and the game locked up on us. But I knew I was going to rant about it not even 5 minutes later. I think we lasted 30 seconds before I started ranting about it again. None of that is present here, except for the one life element. So the big hook to this is supposed to be that you can extract loot. There's loot that is only specific to Arms Race in here, and it's all really good. It's like straight up some of the best stuff in the game right now, especially the Dark Army SMG. Classic Gearbox, release something new and it's semi-broken, which it's Borderlands, so hopefully it won't nerf it. But once you've collected that loot at a good roll, because we're not going to get another level cap increase. They've already, firmed that. It's over. I don't know that they'll do anything else with Mayhem. I think they're pretty much done with Mayhem for now. They've got the Mayhem 10, 2.0. It didn't really work. It wasn't popular. I think that they stand by their work on Mayhem, but I think that most fans weren't happy with it, including myself. Hence why almost everybody plays on Mayhem 11 now. It's as hard as Mayhem 10, but you don't have the random ass stupid stuff that is just annoying. Like, here's a death ball that will follow you that you can't kill, and here, this guy's immortal until you kill his drone, and everybody explodes with random elements. I think they're done with that. I know they're not going to add a new character. I think that it's a smart idea in principle to focus your talent and your budget where it's best used. So I've never been against them being honest and be like, hey, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do it. We're going to focus on other stuff. Cool. So since you've already decided to make cuts and focus on what you feel is important, why not make that stuff that you do choose to focus on as good as it possibly can be? Make it exceptional. Gearbox isn't like, I don't think Gearbox are scumbags. I think they've given people a lot of value over there. And with Borderlands 3, I think they've given people a lot of value. So this isn't like, oh, I bemoan Gearbox, they're tarnished as destiny. It's not like that. It's just that I think they consistently underperform anymore. This could be so much more, and a lot of Borderlands 3 when you play it, as good as it is. I do still like Borderlands. I still think they did a good job, despite everything. You just play it and you think, wow, that could be just, you could just do more. Especially with this. But ultimately with Borderlands 3, my big sticking point anymore is that it's just kind of stuck in time. When I say you could do more, it's that the franchise isn't evolving anymore. I still plan to do a pre-sequel playthrough with speaking out of time, but is Arms Race part of the Season Pass? Yeah, it's Season Pass 2. This is not, you have to pay $30 to get a hold of it. On the video I keep talking about that I made, the one guy commented and said, hey, I pretty much get what you're saying, but it's not $30. And my argument is, yeah, you're right, but it also is $30 because you can't buy it by itself. I'm gonna die down here. There's been no guns dropped for Hyperion. This is just a waiting game of RNG for the Allegiance run to work. And all of it gets included because people need to know. The people need to know. Hey, melee lifesteal. Holy shit. Is this going to become the melee run we talked about the last time we played? We get a melee shield and a melee artifact and just go. Oh, fuck that. Yeah, pretty much fuck that. If it was amazing, I'd say, yeah, do it. Because you get a new skill tree for all the characters. And you get Arms Race. And I'd be like, Arms Race is dope. What I argue is that Arms Race should have been free. Arms Race would make... If Arms Race was great, if they had made Arms Race great... and not just this. Arms Race, free to play. Free to play. And if people want to use the loot that they've been able to extract, cool, you got to buy the game. But this would be a great demo for people that haven't been acquainted with Borderlands 3 yet to realize that it actually plays the best across the franchise. It's a good shooter. It's a good shooter. It controls well. It plays well. You know, like, technically, obviously, on the consoles, the last gen, there's issues. But beyond those issues, I'll argue that the quality of life changes and the engine change and the movement, controls, and the shooting, or the gameplay overall are the best it's been. I don't know about late and end game. I'm still iffy on that shit, but like this, where you just get to experience raw shooting, I think it would sell people. I think people would be shocked. Because Borderlands 2 is kind of weird, right? It's great, but it's like less a proper shooter. There's tons of aim assists. It's more like it's more of a mechanical thing. You need to know how guns perform and how to use them. It's less about like how well do you aim. That's kind of part of it. But it's more about what weapons are you using, what build do you have. Well, with Borderlands 3, a larger part of Borderlands 3 is how well do you shoot your gun. Especially in Arms Race. This is ridiculous, the fact that we haven't gotten a gun yet. This is not even close to over, because it's like, I think it's 3 rounds and then a badass. And we're out of nades, so there went our killing potential. I want new characters, not new skill trees, but it'll never happen, so I mean, do you have all of them leveled up to 65, Jeremiah? Unpopular opinion, but I really didn't mind that they didn't do a new character. People say they're hyped about it, but I 100% think that their argument was good. Like, 5% of people maybe play the new characters, so why? Why put all that development time into a character and expand the lore even further when hardly anybody's even going to touch it? You have them all at level 65, Mayhem 11? All of them. Well, in your case, I guess you'd benefit from a new character. I didn't think you'd played this in a little while. But they're all at 65. That's impressive. I only have him. I've put 300 hours in this game, but I only have him at 65. Oh, yeah. I guess you're a hardcore Borderlands fan. How the fuck did you find the time to do that? You have to write Gearbox a letter. But I'm staying with my opinion that I think it's mostly a waste of time to make a new character. People love to say that, but I still don't really believe it. I think most people do just stick with one character. It's like, that's why, unfortunately though, holding that logic true, why Endgame gets so often ignored. Because it's like, okay, it's 1% of the player base that gets here. Why would we make content for it? That's why you just got to set up, you have to develop systems. You don't make content for it, you have to make systems like Guardian Ring. My 2 cents on that. Like what Anthem 2.0 might do with, here's a mastery system, here's an artifact leveling system, here's skill trees with different caps and progression. I haven't really been busy the past few months. So you've done all the DLCs as well then? You did DLC 4? I mean, like, Borderlands 2, I played the Psycho, but I didn't take him all the way. I got him to, like, level 40 and quit. But a lot of people loved the Psycho, so... I mean, the game was better for having had the Psycho engage. As of right now, a new character would probably be better than Arms Race, even though I think Arms Race could be the shit. This is ridiculous. Just the murder crane has stayed around, so we haven't outright died yet. But this is fucking so pathetic. So slow. All of them, I really like Kriegs. Man, I gotta say, Kriegs is like... You could speedrun Kriegs in like an hour. If that was their big, fat DLC 4 that Gearbox is known for, from General Knox to Tiny Tina's Castle Keep to Flaptrastic Voyage, it's... I haven't 100%ed it yet, but I've beat the story and I've beat about half the side quests. It's fine. They're all good. They're all good, but they're just pretty much like par for the course for Borderlands, unfortunately. Nothing really has changed in 7 years. This is the closest thing they've done to doing something different and new. They kind of went, they didn't kind of, they did. They went like halfway with it. Face is short as fuck. You've been busy. You've been keeping up to date with your Borderlands. Well, that was cool. Too bad I didn't even get us a kill. This is terrible. Oh, we're finally going to die to the storm. We've only just prolonged the inevitable. This pandemic, the playthrough right now. Probably most of the new content. Yeah, you're not going to try arms race, and I won't blame you for that. Do you play Xbox or PC for Borderlands, Jeremiah? I know on PC it's just as simple as like, hey, I want a level 65 character, so you grab a save file. Try to do that with every video game. What's on your docket right now? You still doing Phasmophobia? PC now. I know you like to play the new stuff. That's why I was surprised on those 65 characters, because it seems like you're really good about like new game and beating the shit out of it. But Borderlands has been in a lull now for about 8 months. Borderlands 3 has not been able to find a good, clean way out of it. Not that it's dead. It's not dead. It still has like a community that loves it, and it still has a directory that, while it's not like Destiny 2 levels, it's around. It's not a dead directory. But they've not been able to find their way out of it. This probably could have been it. Fully honest, I think it could have been it. Oh my god, we're gonna get to make a playthrough. Oh wow. The RNG gods decided that our suffering is over. We have a weapon. With a good anoint. Only 5 pellets, but decent enough damage. Where are we heading, boss? I don't like going for these, because by the time you get out there, it's like the storm's already on you, so it's pretty much useless. I'm going to try to go for this one because I know the spy class mod spawns in there. Only took us 30 minutes. Wow. Been doing... Oh, that's right. GTA RP. You've been really into that. Talked about that the last time you were here. Good. Glad that's still fun. Fresh Game Fridays, dude. Fresh Game Fridays. Might be a thing. We might have to change the day, but I like the... I really like the name behind it, Maltroff. We're gonna have to figure it out with like having set days with Halo and then doing some kind of multiplayer on Tuesday. I've been dedicating less time than I did last year, say. So like, here's this game we're playing through. This is what we're gonna do every day now until it's done. Oh, that's... There we go. We might even get to extract something. Can we get some more Hyperion though? Please. Game is saying no. We're gonna figure it out though, because that's a great name. And it will combine well with an idea my brother had called the First 10. Yes, guns have always been optional in Borderlands, yes. The game all about guns. For sure. Okay, I'm killing trash mobs, and that's mistake numero uno, which I always make. Oh, what do you know? As soon as I say that, I start killing trash mobs again. Oh my god, we finally got a gun. Go ahead and take me down. It really feels like the ads are being really aggressive today. Oh, dude, please, no. I thought this was a trash mob. This is fucking badass. I'm gonna die. Oh, it was so close. Shockwave is kind of keeping us in place. We need to go this way if we want to get the chest. To be fair, this is also consistently like the hardest chest. Whoa. Fucking sick of you. Give me some health, please. You know I'm low, game. Give me some love. There we go. You stupid ass war dog. Something more than the white Hyperion, but that's asking for too much. It took this long just to get a Hyperion shotgun. Just to get anything Hyperion. Oh my god, these warhounds and their CC. This is what I gotta get rid of. Go off the edge. Go off the edge. No knockback with melee. Sweet. Took 2 years to learn it, but officially, no knockback with melee. They don't seem to do flesh damage. They just hold you in place. Let's see here. Whatever. Why I ought to put him up, put him up, put him up. Hyperion? Definitely not. Like, the massive spin barrel was an instant giveaway that that is not a Hyperion shotgun. They got that clean corporate look. Oh, that was a wasted grenade. Oh, I was thinking about it as I was running off. I probably need to just stand my ground and hope for second wind here. Okay, it's fine. You know, the bleed out timers, look how fast it's starting to get. And we're oh, we got something else, Hyperion. Oh my. What a day to be alive. Yeah, nice. Okay, audited. That might actually be really good. Totally new Tuesdays. I like that. That's actually another good name for it. We should put those in the Discord. We got to put some indies in there too. I've got some indies actually already lined up on my Steam for that. Again, that'll probably be a 2021 thing though, to be fully honest, Frank. But yes, a good idea, no doubt. Something different Saturday, Sunday. Turgid, Tepid, Tuesday, play the newest Wars releases. Yes. Well said. So what do you do on the RP servers? Are you a cop? Are you a criminal?
Hold on a minute, will ya?
Need health, man. Watch us pull a 4+ spy mod out of here. Watch this run that is going real rough be the one where we have a 4+ spy mod just sitting on it. Because it's going to be tough to boss with what we have right now. I forgot on that first run that I was going to still use that Q system to... Let's go knock the boss out. But still did it right. Still following the rules, and I think that's the most important thing. Good. Ooh, ooh, nice. A snowdrift. Starting to put a little something together here. It's gonna have less capacity, but the recharge rate, charge delay is better. Or is this? Okay, we just equipped it. Yeah. It's too bad it's not damage, but still, it's mobility. Oh shit, almost used a weapon I'm not supposed to. That's the rule breaker. We can't allow that. Realize he's a heavy. He needs some... He's a fire heavy. He could use some good old cryo in his life. Got a good magazine. The damage is for sure, but good magazine. Maybe something in there is Hyperion. Also, really use a grenade.
Enough! Here comes dinner! I should have worked out more.
Ooh. This will look cool and do absolutely nothing. Like, you would think that would at least have some knockback to it. It's the guy, because he's just a pleb. There you go. Take cover, pleb. I need to slowly knock these guys out with the SMG and not just dive in. Almost like it's a white SMG. It's super inaccurate. Oh, shit. We're just taking some bullets. If we get a couple chests, I always consider that a good run as far as the Allegiance runs are concerned. Mark these with trash so we can instantly sell them. That shock damage could be good, but I'll take the mobility for now. Okay. See how much this helps. Probably not too much, but still. Well, it's helping us kill a badass. I think we can second wind it. Yeah, the dot alone. Got lucky because it's got an E-Tech thing to it, so we got some dot going. This will actually help us boss, because this could get rid of his shield. Good. Cop, criminal, depends on the server. I'm a cop on one, criminal on another. That's cool. What do you like most about it? Think of some just anything indie? Yeah, just put it on the... Oh, nice. Here we go. You know what's crazy, though? Is the game is getting laggy. The game is getting laggy. We finally have some weapons and shit on us. If this crashes again... Okay, this... Man, I don't know. I want that mobility, but that shotgun with the shock damage... Same time, mobility if we're going to get across this map. We could probably boss now, though. +4 spy mod. +4 bedded Friday. Do in real life without a mask to try to survive the global pandemic. Hello. There we go. Like this. Jeremiah. Like, this is when it's like, oh, wow, this could be a fucking amazing roguelike. Melee to induce, because you get to use these legendaries. And so, unlike the base game at the end game, suddenly it feels like a real... This is not what we want, though. We don't impugn melee with that. Doesn't matter as much. This, though. Melee, trigger, and rage. Yeah. Corrosive. Oh, yeah. And health regen. Definitely. Definitely. When you hit a legendary, it's just like in a normal roguelike. It becomes this, like, you get that huge power increase all of a sudden. That is... exhilarating because you can plow through things that were making you eat your lunch just 5 minutes ago. But then it begins and ends there. But one life, so permadeath, and picking up legendaries so you get that exhilaration of like instant power increase. But that's where everything, it starts and it stops. Actually gonna unequip this white. And I need to figure out where I'm going. I'm going the right way, I think. This, drop, and then into this chest. That's where we need to go.
You got a death wish?
Here's what I need to do this. Actually, I know how to. You. Thanks for the rage, homie. We don't need that slide mod. We'll just keep melee in our way. Damn, I'm gonna give this volume. Shit's going hard right now. This guy, the guitar. I like going to dark space. Let's go. Do you have your Xbox in a TV cabinet or confined in any way? I do not. I do not. No, in fact, Maltrov, I did a bunch of stuff to my Xbox. We cracked it open. We gave it a deep clean. I put on new thermal compounds. Put an internal SSD. In fact, I'm running off an external SSD right now. Put on new thermal pads, and it's right above me in the open, and it's 65 degrees right now in my basement. So, yeah, it should be fine. It's fucking Borderlands 3, Maltroff. It's crazy. Borderlands 3 is super under optimized for the console. It was worse. It's better now than what it was, but it was even worse than this. Like my buddy Steven, he couldn't do one session with us without the and it sounds worse than what it is, I guess, but catastrophic heat failure. His Xbox shut off 4 or 5 times. Constantly. I still was having that problem before the last patch. It's just extremely under optimized. We did a temperature check, and it definitely cooled my Xbox was running cooler, and the fan hardly ever gets revved up anymore. It's got a variable fan speed. It's basically 2 fan speeds on the One X. It's either we're actually in some trouble because my tell me there's somebody shitty around. Wow, that's the run. 3 badasses pushing us in a corner, and now we got to try to find Hyperion again. It's going to be the longest run in the group now, I think. Your screen is tearing into you every time you open up the map. Yeah, but why would I change my entire thing, Jeremiah, for something that only matters like every 2 minutes? Or like 20 seconds, I mean. But I appreciate you telling me that. Thanks. We did temperature checks. It runs cooler. The fan basically has like, it's either or, and it's only ever anymore. That's not the issue, but appreciate you asking, pointing that out. Help me troubleshoot. I know you're trying to help. Oh yeah, I just found it funny. Okay. Yeah, the green screen is weird, man, anymore. It's never been as good as what I had it the first time, but it's okay because my overall setup is so much better.
You will look to act the maggot.
Get down! I'm out!
Back to hunting weapons. What's the saddest thing about that? I've told that story about the whole let's fix up the One X a bunch. I did that specifically for Borderlands. And you know, even the internal SSD would help because you don't have a moving platter drive in there anymore. So you have less heat energy being created. And it's ridiculous. It was done on purpose. It was done specifically so that they could do what they're doing right now. It's available on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. Just upgrade. What? Like 20 bucks or something? I don't even know if you have to rebuy it. I'm not sure. I'm nearly positive you do, though. It's just they under-optimized it knowing that they'd have more hardware to play with in about a year. We can't think that the game devs weren't aware of when this was all going to happen. Of course they're aware. They've got test kits. But my question still remains, why is it if I play this on a PC that has less processing power than the original Xbox One, this game will run fine? No chest. Damn it, man. That was the run. That last one was the run. I gotta make sure we do some side quests today, too.
I'm almost iridium tier.
Probably because I'm so damn close to my screen.
I'm gonna find you. The Calypso will protect me.
You get the new. If you get Spider-Man on PS4, you get a free PS5 copy. Now, see, that's good guy. That's good guy stuff. But I've rebought, say, Borderlands. What pisses me off, say, Borderlands 1. I've rebought that game 3 times. I bought it for the 360. I rebought it later on to get all like the DLC in a big package. And then I bought it a 3rd time for the Xbox. I bought it. Okay, now I remember. I bought it once for the 360 when it first came out, pre-ordered the whole thing. And then bought it for the One X so I could play it with my nephew with the whole backwards compatible thing. I owned the disc, but I had to like buy it to run it. It was really weird. And then I had to rebuy it when they finally do the remaster. Well, that remaster was free on PC. And I just brought up a link. I'll look up if you have to rebuy Borderlands for the new consoles if you own it already.
The vaults are ours!
There's almost always a white chest when you first drop in. There it is. This music seems appropriate for this. A purple shield to start. That's pretty good luck. That thing's always almost always just whites. Too bad about that madcap on the last one though. I felt like it had a pretty good roll to it. This is a good shield though. Absorb, reflect, yeah, and a Nova, sure. Bet about there not being any skills whatsoever in this mode. Again, I don't mean skill trees because I know it'd break the whole balance of this, but gotta design random skills like roguelikes have. Go out and grab them. Are Hyperion weapons this damn rare? I mean, maybe it makes sense considering that it's a corporation on the verge of total destruction, but feels like all these other runs we found them just fine. Before we did this. That Nova alone gives us some killing power.
Watch for splash damage!
But it almost looks... Oh, it is a Hyperion. I was just about to say, you know, that kind of looks like a Hyperion. It's got the same body. It is. All right, we in business. We go again. We go again, stream. Now we figure out where we want to go. Preferably for a spy. We still need to get a really good spy. It's pretty far away, though, but I'm gonna try it. Turn around and go for it. Oh, weapon. All right, I'm gonna clear this so I can check this store. Oh, it hit the wall. Now we're gonna go down. I hope we're close enough. I should have ran up as close as possible. Oh, that reload might kill me. That was close.
One assassination on the house.
Taking cover!
Usually these guys do stop coming. It's not waves in these areas. It's just a few ads just sitting here being annoying. Don't care about you. Wanna sell some of this junk. See if we can't buy a better weapon and move on. We got a good shield to start it. Start the run.
Don't get caught out in the murder game, Team Vault Hunter! No questions asked, or I'll have you killed.
Well, it's a Hyperion. Bad about that Vladov, though.
You sure you don't want store credit?
Oh, Vladov. I think we only saw one Hyperion in there. Okay, now we gotta hurry up and sprint across the map with the time that we have. We got 2 legendary artifacts there too. That last one, the one before last, really did seem like it was gonna be the run. We could get this chest real quick, but I don't want to because, as I said, I'm looking for the spy mod. Yeah, oh yeah, you're totally right. I do become one with the green screen every time. Good God. But it's like if I don't do it, what the fuck? Why is that so bad? I probably need to get the other light on, but you know what? Hell with it. You know that our middle name is quality. As in, we don't give a shit about quality. I only offer you the lowest. I'm basically the other version of Gearbox, the ideal Borderlands streamer. I go about halfway, then I quit. Close enough.
Ferocity is my middle name.
You fucker, you just golded me. I just got golded. Fuck. Okay, you're gonna just die. I don't care that you're gonna waste time and take away our spy class mod. You just have to die now. Yeah, we become the map. You were right, Jeremiah. I don't think there's any... It's weird because it's like the green screen looks just fine when we're not there now. Probably looks better than it looks most days. Hey. That's just how those green screens work. It's... You don't know from one day to the next. I don't know whether imbuing with shock might be better. Whatever. Oh, down. I'm the one who makes the content. You look
better with bullet holes.
Gotta get my hacks on real quick.
You'll remember my name.
Hey, we're doing that thing we do that we're not supposed to, where we kill mobs instead of trying to get a chest.
And the new battle lines have been drawn by that unfeeling force of nature known as the murder cane.
Or you could just have a timer and it gets increasingly more difficult. And hey, prepare yourself. We're going up to Mayhem 2 or something or another. I don't know. Gotta make it Borderlandsy. We're going up to Revel in It 3. All the way up to She's the Real Magician. The final difficulty.
This will be just for the crack. Lead or laser or whatever. I'll show you the power of the twin gods. I demand a sky.
There was no force. He wanted to and reveled in it. I got that saved on my phone to this day, that tweet. I don't even know if that tweet's still up. If you looked for it, but I know I've got it. I've got the proof. I've got that tweet, and then I've got where it was trending on Twitter. It said peaceful protests erupt in major cities across the U.S. And the picture for it is like a whole skyline on fire. Ah, yes. If not for my lion eyes. You damage? Yeah. Yep. It's something you don't experience in the base game very much. It's when you see SMG damage buff, you'll actually get to feel it in here. It's not a tweet. It's evidence now. No kidding. My USB drive is filled with cam girls because they're the real magicians. Right. It wasn't because I'm Randy at work. Because he was studying. Like when he posted that picture of that cat who was getting mauled by a crab. It's like it was a sociology experiment to see how people would react to random acts of violence against the innocent. Or some
Someone was gonna send
such
you on your
shit.
way.
No, it's just animal abuse. You can't intellectualize that. It's just straight up animal abuse. It's not that he did the animal abuse. It said he shared it, got pushback on it, and then when he got pushback, he tried to rationalize it by saying that it was an experiment to see how Twitter would react, and he likes to put forth these like sociology experiments to test people's reactions. All right, Ted Bundy, you doing? I know Randy's a smart guy, but he's also a weird guy. Gearbox Stream Team reason number 10,157 why we'll never be a part of it and can't be a part of it. Soon I guess we'll go the route of morning after kill and do just chatting streams and smoke the reefer. We're letting it all hang out. This is WOA Wednesday. WOA Wednesday, we just say whatever the fuck comes out. And 3 minutes to say it, a lifetime of regret. So, you want to join the Borderlands stream team? What is this about? Okay, Ted Bundy. Well, you see, you posted this video of a cat about to die to a damn crab. I don't know if you've ever owned a pet or a cat. Some people might find that, at the very least, highly questionable. Not assault if you revel in it, yes. With our best emote next to the Nexus cat. An hour of magic tricks before any actual content at any event at Gearbox. He's a magician! You just don't respect art. You don't understand it, Jeremiah. You don't get it. To play devil's advocate, I'm sure those things are difficult, and it's very hard not to, like, to make those cringy, because everybody's just looking for cringe moments. It's not easy to entertain in those events, I'm sure. But you're almost always going to get some flack, and you're going to end up on a subreddit somewhere or another, but Randy does seem to enjoy taking his magic show and making it the star. I know you're here for any kind of updates on Borderlands, but first, pick a card, any card. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, the most infamous, his most ignominious act, I'll say, is you're all a bunch of bigot gamer gators. We went on like a 5-hour rant. No, it was like an hour, but Monday's stream, I went on quite the rant. Couldn't seem to get off the topic of Gamergate and Pitchford's lecturing folk song on toxic gamer culture that's made him a millionaire. There it is. There's a spy with... Yeah, it's a slightly better roll than the one we got the first time, but that's why we want to keep going to this side. We want a +4. We want as many on commitment as possible so we can get more stacks. Switch that out. Health regen. I don't know. That SMG damage is pretty helpful. I don't think Hyperion makes assault rifles. Sure wish it did, but keep it around maybe, because that health regen. I should flip it around. Health regen until full, and then... That was a good chest, though. We should totally try to make sure we got to make sure we extract this time. A spy and plasma coil. We need to get all the way over here now. In fact, we might even have time for this. Oh boy, it took us a long time to get here, and we said many, many things that certainly will follow us for a long, long time, but this might be the run.
Boom going out. Need a new bag.
Is this the green SMG? I think.
Throwing a grenade. Moving in. I can die.
About time we had some action!
I don't know. I want the element ones.
I will have a place.
Radiation is kind of tempting, but... Oh, that's a Mallow one. What am I even thinking? I thought I found a freaking Hyperion. What am I even thinking, Scoobs? Sitting here looking at this blue SMG like, there it is. That's the piece. That's the coup de grace. The coup de grace. Whatever. The big thing. The good one. The good gun that makes the whole thing come together. No. Mallow one.
Need a moment.
Need a moment.
Many will fall away.
I'm gonna get all these chests. I gotta rush. I keep doing this. Oh, green thing. Gotta go back for it. More waste of time. Seems as if the storm is right on our booty. Not a single word will be forgotten. Certainly not. Ah, I see. You want to be
Running and get back to the
a
kill.
bigger piece of the content production puzzle. Yes, yes, please. 5 years. 5 years I've grinded and waited at your house of worship. I am ready to receive the papal disc key and begin my service. It says here, okay, Ted Bundy, you psychopath. Thinks his magic show needs to be the star of the program. Let me conference with the boss. Gotta be the long, shaky thumb like American Idol.
Try to get me, poser.
The Roman Empire's version of American Idol.
Stay point.
We'll be right back after the break.
This one's gonna be right murderous.
Ah! Okay, the goal is still to get to this damn chest. What little time we have.
It's carnage time! I'm doing what I love. I planted up the zoo. It came out a boo-boo
He said he planted a kazoo and it came out a poo-poo sandwich. Classic Gearbox right there. I'd say the man himself wrote those lines. If you didn't think video games are art, you ain't seen nothing yet. I doubt we're gonna have time to get to this chest, but I'm sure gonna try. Can't see me, can't shoot me, I'm behind those clay pipes.
Better secure that airdrop while you can.
Should have left him up.
Bad
Health.
move, heretic. Bad move. This is violence.
We do have some good stuff, and I want to be done with the Hyperion run, because it seems like Hyperion only makes SMGs.
You make this a
Rusty? And you're dead. Fancy that. I'm empty.
Well, that did not work out as I had hoped. It rarely does.
Don't say I never gave you this.
That health regen is making a significant difference.
Bomb thieves are garbage. Curses.
And the ammo vampire is keeping us fed when we have 3 SMGs.
Come on, pisshead. Show me what you got. Just open up on this channel.
Man, Slam should do more. That should cause major knockback.
Buckle up and get a move on. The murder cane is shrinking.
Okay, who's a trash mob? Two freaking psycho badasses have spawned in, and we don't have a way to bust shields.
You will never know my secret.
We have these chests, but yeah, we gotta like lead them to it.
I hope you enjoy my
We're not gonna secure it. I can loot it and run. That's what I got time to do.
Down some heat.
That's gonna be calling it close.
What you bastard! Bombers and
I don't know that we even have time to get to another chest now. Stupid ring, man. Stupid ring. Because now it's just going to be a countdown until this is closed too. So we're pretty much done. That was it. That's the run. You get very little time to make things happen. We do have some stuff to extract though, and this could be the Hyperion run. Preferably what we need right now is something that can bust shields though. Guy's still chasing us.
safe zone has stopped shrinking.
Did that one have a bounty? No.
We're doing for the ammo. We're about to buy a full pack, but get out through here. I don't think we can hit any more chests. This is all shrinking in on us now. So that is that stream.
I call the geezer! Holy hellstorms for Troy!
Holy hellstorms.
Moment!
Sucking down!
Usually a red chest. Well, there's not usually, but sometimes there's a red chest over there.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna try to fight over there to look. Not there this time, so this isn't worth it. Not worth it. I think that green SMG will do enough damage to melt that guy's shield.
Oh, big mistake for you.
Oh shit, it was worth killing that thing. Another plasma coil. And hey. This thing. Which is Hyperion.
Move it or lose it. And by it, I mean your
Cool.
life. That murder cane is closing in.
That's it. Time to try to do the boss. The only difficult part should be the shield. Maybe there'll be a grenade for sale that has shock damage. In which case we'll just melt it down that way. No biggie. Could have run a little better. Hit more spots, but Cryo, no. Nope. Nothing with an element.
Whatever it is, I'll take it.
2 coils, though. That's cool.
I used to have one just like that.
I would use that doll if I could use it. Resistance to shock doesn't really matter. What's this do? It's just capacity and recharge rate. No action skill, so. Oh. Oh, we found that. And we found the spy. SMG damage might be what we come in with here. 2 amps there. Yes. I'm going to take a huge risk, but I don't care. I'm going to go with the amp shield, and I'm going to go with the SMG damage. Since we're going to rely so heavily on that green SMG.
You want me to win this thing all by myself?
You throwing chips at me?
Not melting near as fast as what I would have liked. That amp shot really wasn't all that at all. So going back to having some health regen, because that'll help keep us up.
I've got a coat made out of art.
We're just not coming in with a whole lot of damage. What does this do? Just knockback. Oh, I should have at least bought a purple grenade. That was dumb. It wasn't what we wanted, but I was stupid not to just buy one. Don't want to waste all of our sniper ammo, but that is doing a lot more.
Right there.
Wait, right there. That's why that health regen is super helpful.
Get in here.
That moving our health back up. We might at least be able to tank through this. Surprised the 2 like partisan guard guys didn't pop up. They usually pop up when our run goes this long.
Come on and fight, or you're not getting paid.
Almost got the shield off. Once the shield is off, I should have bought the corrosive grenade. Definitely. This part is going to be a pain in the ass too, getting that armor down. It's just going to take a bit, is the thing.
Ramming speed.
I wish radiation did more to armor. It's weird that it doesn't to me. Grenade is way too bouncy.
Let me see your eyes.
Looks like we got ourselves a firefight.
We bounced so far. All that knockback.
Jump, boy.
Pipe out.
Slowly but surely whittling this guy down.
You look better with bullets.
How's this do against the armor? Have a good stream. Thanks a lot, LL. Thanks for, oh, I forgot to open up the thing for the gameplay.
Take your price.
I appreciate you, LL. Exclamation mark Sax, please, before you leave. I forgot to open something up.
Let's get a little more intimate.
Thank you. LL, you have a good night. You have a great night. You have a wonderful night. Fantastic night. A fabulous night. A superior night. A wonderful night. A grand night. A fantastic, fabulous, fantambobadilly. A great night and a good night. Good night, LL with Jay. Good night, LL. Twitch.tv/LL with Jay. She's good. She's great.
They're garbage!
Put a smile on your face. Thanks a lot.
Die, damn it! Die!
Any day now, this guy is gonna melt.
More death!
Maybe.
After this!
Oh, lots of knockback on that melee. Sick of being frozen.
Cyberdog, leap!
Cyberdog leap.
You want me to win this thing all by myself?
Reload!
Let's try this!
Not this!
Let's wrap this up!
I live for this!
Clearing the field!
I see your eyes!
Get in here! We got a prize to win!
Thought this would melt him a little faster.
Move it in!
I'm pressing the zoom in button, the left thumbstick for the Halo, not freaking this Halo and its weird ass zoom. I need to keep that guy around in case I go down. What melts faster, this SMG or that SMG? Probably. Yep. Gonna finish it like we started it, depending on SMGs.
Going in for the chop!
Does everybody just have cryo by default all the time anymore? Oh, I shouldn't have killed him, but I didn't want to get hit. He was right there.
For the Calypsos! Well, Team Vault Hunter may have defeated that huge badass, but now they'll have to face their greatest challenge yet in a one-on-one or more face-off.
Hyperion run success. Took us even longer than the doll run. Most of that trying to just find a gun.
Says that's a no-go. My new U premiums are already crazy high, so death matches are off the table for me.
I don't think we can even extract those.
It's riding on you.
Second win bonus. This is new. Weapon damage. Look at that.
Well, Sal, I'll tell you the same thing I told my ex-wife. Sorry.
There's a lot of stuff that incorporates second wins in this.
Wouldn't have been surprised.
I have a lot of hot springs, but I guess I'll take one more. Of course, we gotta get the spy out of here.
Delivery guaranteed.
That's that. See you in the next one, YouTube.